Hey y'all. Hey. Look, let me tell y'all something. Before y'all even get started, before you even come with the questions. I telecommuted today for work, and so yeah, let me see if I can move this a little. Is that better? Yeah. So yeah, I telecommuted today, and so y'all getting all of me in the raw. No makeup. I didn't even do my eyebrows. I went out to Taco Bell for lunch, and yeah, that's the only time I went out the house. But this is how I normally look when I'm working from home. I keep looking over here because I'm looking at myself, but the lens, like you guys, I think are like right here. So forgive me if my eyes are, yeah. But anyway, so this is Random Thoughts Thursday. I thought I would just go ahead and jump on camera real quick. I don't know why. Like I would pick the day that I'm looking busted with no makeup on to jump on, but whatever. So I just felt like getting on. But anyway, so just my random thoughts. First of all, let's start with the weather. Okay. I am on the East Coast, and this weather is crazy. Yesterday was 92. I think it was 92. Today was 65. Gloomy, raining, cloudy. It's like global warming is for real. Global warming is real. I do believe in it. To have that drastic of a temperature drop within a day is crazy to me. And when I went out for lunch and I went to get some Taco Bell, the weather, it just put me in the mind. I just started thinking about flu shots, and it made me think about the flu shots. Now, usually my household, we are flu shot free. I don't like flu shots. I've never wanted to get them. And in the past 2 years, my job um made it mandatory. So I had to get it. I've never had the flu. And when I got the flu shots the last 2 years, I ended up getting sick. Now I didn't get, you know how some people, oh, by the way, if you can't tell, I'm in my bedroom. I'm sitting, I know. Y'all, this is random. So you're going to get what you get. I am sitting on my bed. I was watching TV and I was like, I haven't done random thoughts and whatever. So yeah, just in case you're wondering, I am in my bedroom on my bed. This is the headboard. Okay, back to what I was saying. So you know how some people say that when they get the flu shots, they end up getting the flu. Well, that was never the case with me. I would just get sick. I would get colds. I'm rarely sick, and I would get like bad colds, and I would get more than one, sometimes more than two, after I get the flu shot for the past 2 years. So my kids never, my husband never. He decided once I started getting them, he decides to get them, but it's not mandatory for him. So I'm like, dude, why are you getting a flu shot? We don't believe in them. I am mandatory to get it, so that's why I'm getting it. He got the flu shot and he got sick. He didn't get the flu, but he got sick. Anyway, so it's even though it's mandatory, you do have the option of um, being exempt. So there is medical reasons, and of course you have to get documentation from your doctor, and then it's religion. But and that's all I knew. I never even took the time to like really, get into the form. I just know I was pissed and didn't want the flu shot. So this year I was like, no, let me read and look over this form. I looked over the form, and so for religion, um, there's religion like, I guess, an organized, classified religion, and then there's something called a moral objection, right? Now, I'm not religious. I don't identify with an actual religion. I mean, I was born and raised Baptist. I did join a Methodist church, but I don't currently identify with any particular organized religion. I do consider myself to be spiritual, but that's it's random, right? Okay. Anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna fill out this form and see where it goes. So I filled the form out. I did the moral objection, and I was like, you know, what did I put? I was like, I'm very spiritual. I feel like it's wrong to be forced to have to be injected with some foreign substance. I don't know what this is. I'm not around patients. Like my job, I'm in the office building. I'm not in the hospital setting with the patients. So I'm like, I will wear a mask. Like, why is it mandatory for us and we shouldn't be forced to do this? And I had some other stuff I have typed up on there. Anyway, so you upload it and you send it electronically to occupational health. That, yeah, my nose is itching. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So they approved it. They sent it back, and when I tell y'all, I got that response back. I printed it out. Not only did I print it out, I saved it. It is under lock and key because there was an incident last year, I believe. Because like they were firing people. They're like, it's mandatory. You have to get it done by December 1st. So the thing was, if you didn't get it done, because they wanted 100% compliance and all of that. But anyway, there was an incident last year where some people did get it, but for whatever reason, it wasn't loaded in the system or something. So they were sending notices and was like, you haven't complied. It was a mess. So yeah, I have that paperwork. I printed it out. I saved it. I'm not messing with y'all. So this year, I would not be getting the flu. I'm gonna tell my husband, do not bother to get the flu. I just don't. I'm just not with it. I remember when I took my daughter for a physical, and the schools were doing it too, but they were doing, like, for the children, they were doing the nasal mist. And of course I declined with the school, definitely with the school. Like, no. If we were to get anything, it would be through the doctor. And the doctor was like, you're going to get the flu shot for your child? No. And I just asked. I was like, are they still doing like the nasal mist? Oh no, they're not doing that anymore. They realized it wasn't effective, and I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, granted, I know there's trial and error with everything, but nah, no. I believe that your body naturally is supposed to fight off viruses, bacteria, whatever. Now, mind you, of course, your body can't fight everything. Like, let's just be real. But we take vitamins, we try to eat right. I mean, we eat junk, but we try to eat right. We try to, we take our vitamins, and we don't have any health issues. Knock on wood, we haven't had the flu yet. So I'm just willing to take my chances. Like, I just rather take my chances than you injecting me with God knows what, and then now we're beefing with everybody. Like, I think at my job, I don't know if it was at my job or in the U.S. period, when we had ran out of the flu shots and we had to get some from, was it from Canada? We had to get some from somewhere, and I'm just like, nah. Anyway, so all that to say, the weather and me going out today, I went to work yesterday and I went out for lunch today at home. It just put me in the mind of weather changing, flu shots, and that's what I brought it up. What else I want to talk about? So the NCAA is talking about possibly compensating school athletes, college athletes. And of course, there's an uproar. I think California was the first to do it, and now other states are in the talks to do it. I feel like this. If Now, I don't know how they would break it down, like, well, all the athletes, because you have some people that ride the bench, so, but if I guess if you have star athletes who are, you're selling merchandise with their number. I'm assuming their name too, maybe just their number. um Posters, anything with their image, their name, their number, their likeness, whatever. If that's what's selling tickets, that's what's selling merchandise, like, these schools make billions of dollars off of sports, okay? And to have these kids, because a lot of them, when they're on scholarships and some of them are on financial aid, they're not allowed to work. It's something about, there's a conflict. I don't know if I know with financial aid, definitely. Oh, and the scholarships. But anyway, they're not allowed to work because there's a conflict with the money aspect of it. There were issues. My husband was telling me where I can't remember what school it was, but the coach got in trouble because he took the players out to eat. It was just, it's so strict, and it's like your school is making millions and billions of dollars, and they can't go get a hamburger. The coach can't buy them a hamburger. They can't get a job. They can't be compensated for bringing you this revenue. So, I guess it can get a little tricky when it comes to how are they going to do that, because I'm pretty sure, like, how do you gauge it? How do you gauge someone? Naturally, the star player, the person, so say like the LeBron James of the team, that type of caliber, naturally he would be compensated. Okay, because he's the star. He's the star. He's putting in the numbers. When you turn on the TV, people are talking about him or her because it's male, female. Naturally, they would get compensated. But what happens to, let's say, the Kyrie Irving, or who else was kind of like I hate to say, I don't want to say sidekick, but like you got your Michael Jordan and your Scottie Pippen. You got your, well, I can't say Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe because they were both stars, but you guys get what I'm saying. You have the star, and then you have the other player who is good as well, but may not be considered the star of the team. How do you break that down? How do you decide who gets what and how much? So I think there's a lot to work out in that area before they can even roll it out. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be some lawsuits. Some parents are going to be pissed because they're going to feel like their kids should be compensated too. It's just, I'm sure they will have to come up with some type of guidelines as to how much and who, and some type of list as to the qualifications they have to meet. I don't know. But anyway, I'm looking down, you guys, because I tend to write things down. I'll forget. But yeah. So when I was at Taco Bell, I'm going back, and I was counting out my money. I usually don't carry cash on me, but I started to because a couple of times, like over a period of years, my card wouldn't go through because the strip would be worn, or the system is down, or whatever the case may be. So every now and then I'll carry some cash on me. And as I was counting out getting my cash together to give to the cashier, I don't know, it just made me think of, okay, I don't know if you guys do this. My money, when I have bills, I put them in order from the largest bill to the smallest bill, and they all have to be facing the same way. Please tell me I'm not the only one like that. Please tell me I'm not. My husband think I'm crazy. They have to be, so I would have my 20s, my 10s, my 5s, my 1s. They all have to be face up, and I don't know if I necessarily worry about, if no, they have to be facing up, so the face has to be on top, and the head has to be on the left side. I wish my purse is like across the room, but yeah. You know what? Should I pause this and get it so you guys know what I'm talking about? That's how I am. And it's crazy because I don't know if that's considered OCD, but it's like I'm OCD when it comes to certain things, and then other things I will look at another person and be like, what the hell? But that's, yeah. So I'm letting you guys in on a little something. That's how I am. And let me know if y'all do that. Let me know if it even matters when you guys are. I think my camera is slipping. Let me see. Am I slipping, y'all? Okay. Oh, my pillow. Okay, so yeah, I just, when I was counting out my money, I just thought about that, and I was like, yeah, that's how I keep my bills. But okay, I wanted to talk about this Amber Guyger trial situation. So as you guys know, Amber murdered Botham. I was pronouncing it Botham, but it's Botham Jean. Botham John. It's Botham John. And she murdered him in his home. She mistaken his apartment for hers, which is total bullshit. So just a rundown. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys all heard. But just a rundown. I think her apartment was above his. So she got off the elevator, the wrong floor. She walked to his apartment, and he had this huge bright red rug in front of his door. Bright red. So number one, how did you even miss that element? Okay. But let's say you did. You missed that. You walked in and you didn't have your gun out at the time. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but you walked in and looked around. You still didn't notice this wasn't your apartment. But anyway, so she kills him and did not administer first aid. So once you realized that you were in the wrong apartment, you didn't even try to save him. I'm getting upset just even talking and thinking about it. So I'm gonna try to hurry up and get through this, guys. But I did want to talk about it. So anyway, she had her trial. She was convicted. She was found guilty, and they sentenced her to 10 years. Now, from what I got from CNN and Headline News, it was the sentencing could have went from 5 years to life, and they gave her 10. I'm not sure if there's a chance of parole or what is it, early dismissal for good behavior. I don't know. I don't know the details of that. But so she got 10 years, and okay, when she was first found guilty, I was happy because I mean, just the whole I was happy. Okay. And then I was like, okay, that's part one. There's another part. We got to get through the sentencing. What are they going to sentence her with, you know? So she got 10 years. I was not happy about that at all because here's my thing. You did not even follow the protocol of being an officer. You didn't administer CPR, first aid, you didn't call for backup, nothing. Like you and then on the stand she said she intended to kill. When she walked in and pulled her gun, her intention was to kill, not wound, not injure the person so backup cops can come and she can assess the situation. Nothing. Like I intended to kill whoever was in here. And I think that's what actually got her the second degree conviction, because other than that, I think she would have gotten manslaughter. But because she testified that she intended to kill, I think that's what put it up to that's what ended up getting her for second degree. Anyway, so while I think they were on recess, on break, I'm not sure where in the trial this happened. So she's sitting there, and this black female cop comes up to her and is brushing her hair with her fingers. This is what she's doing to Amber. She's, running her fingers through her hair and what they call grooming her. So of course people having a fit, like, are you serious right now? And everyone was worried about how his family would be feeling watching this. Like, really? They this is so disrespectful to his family while they're sitting in the courtroom. This black woman is. So when I saw it, I was like, first of all, they are sisters in blue. Okay, so let's not pretend like we don't have crooked black cops as well. Okay, and they will stand firm with their white counterpart against other blacks. Not to even say this has anything to do with that. I'm just saying, like, there was a lot of outrage that she was doing this, and like, oh my gosh, how must his family feel? So my thought was, I was like, they just knew this girl was going to get off, and they were getting her picture perfect, honey. So when the non-guilty verdict come down, they were going to be taking her pictures, and she needed to make sure her hair was together. That's how I took it. which was still wrong. Okay. Anyway, so after the verdict, then came the sentencing, which was, I don't know if it was later that day or the next day, but they did the sentencing, sentenced her to 10 years. So both them brother, Brant or Brandit, I guess they gave everyone gave testimony, character testimony. So you have the families, both sides, just testifying to the character of the of Amber and of Botham. So his brother is up there, and he asks, could so he said he forgives her, and then he asked, could he hug her? So he goes, he hugs her. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. He says, I love you, I forgive you. Just make sure, live for Christ and whatever. And they hug. Then the judge, a black woman, and I hate to make this a black and white thing, but I'm just calling it, I'm just talking about what I saw. So, not only what I saw, but how I feel it would have been extremely different if the roles were reversed. If Amber was a black female cop and Botham was a white man sitting in his apartment, I just feel like I just felt like it all would have been different. It just all would have been different. So the judge, a black woman, she comes down, she gives Amber a hug and gives her her Bible. I'm sorry, but this girl, okay, let me before I even go there. So the family, at this time, I'm like, oh my God, the family must feel like, what the hell is going on? Like, this woman killed our son, our brother, friend, whatever, and everyone's feeling sympathy for her and hugging her. Okay, this is where I'm thinking the family's feeling, right? I know this is how I would have been feeling. So then we have the family, the parents at church, and the father stands up in front of the congregation and he says he forgives Amber and he wants them to be friends. He wants them to become friends. He feels like, God forgives and God will want this, and both of them will want this, and they want to be best friends with her. Y'all, I don't even know. I don't even know what to feel, because I'm like this. Some people, I mean, if you want to forgive, I'm all about the forgiveness and kumbaya, and, because I feel like when you have a lot of hatred in your heart, I feel like it can eat at you. Like, yeah, you're mad at this person, but to walk around with so much anger and hate, it can run its toll on you. And I'm all about taking care of you first. Okay? Sometimes, as hard as it is, sometimes you do need to forgive and move on. Or not necessarily forgive, but just not spend your life hating someone. Okay? But this whole, we can become friends, hugging this woman, oh, I love you, and God forgives you, and I forgive you, and we could be friends. No, ma'am. No, no, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. No way. No how. No. Mm-mm. Because let me tell you something. The fact, first of all, just the whole story of how she ended up in there is just crazy to me. Not only that, okay, so let's just say that's what really happened. Let's just say that was what really happened. You did not bother to administer first aid to this man. You did not. Could he have lived? Who knows? The fact is, you did not. Once you realized you made a mistake, you didn't even bother to help him. That's number one. Number two, what, 2 days later, you're back to sexting the married cop that you were sexting or talking to or texting at the time when you mistakenly walked into this apartment. So what kind of remorse did you have when you are sexting 2 days after the fact? So There are certain instances where I could forgive a person who is responsible for the death of a loved one. And one of those scenarios would be, let's say there's a car accident, and let's just say there's bad roads, condition of the roads. I don't know, just started to snow, whatever. It's icy, the roads are slick. Someone lose control of their car. They hit a car that your loved one is in, whether they're driving or passenger or whatever, and they end up dying as a result of this accident. There's no drugs involved, there's no alcohol involved, there's no texting, there's no distraction, there's no nothing. This other person simply, because of the condition of the road, simply lost control of their vehicle and hit the vehicle that your loved one was in, and they died as a result. In that type of situation, I can't hate that person, and I don't even think there's a matter of forgiveness, because they didn't do anything for me to forgive. But I mean, if you want to say, okay, I forgive them, it wasn't their fault. There's nothing for me to be angry. Yeah, you're angry that your loved one is dead, but I don't blame you. You had no control over that. So that's a different situation. But when you walk in and you murder my loved one, and your story is, I thought I was in my apartment and he was in, no. Mm-mm. Now if you're God-fearing people, religious, whatever, and you just feel like, hey, I don't want to hate this person, that's your prerogative. But all of that, we could be friends. Mm-mm. And I can almost see them writing her, and this is so exhausting. I'm done. It's exhausting because, I mean, to each his own. Who am I to say how to grieve or how to move on after such a tragedy? So his family, mainly the brother and the father, they want to forgive and forget. They want to hug, love, make up, be friends. I couldn't see myself doing it, but I if that's how they want to do it, I guess so be it. But yeah. Anyway, so on to lighter things. Okay, yeah, I was listening to the radio on my way to work yesterday. And Michael Jackson's song "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" came on. Okay, so have y'all, I know some of y'all have heard songs where you don't quite know what they're saying, so you kind of make up your own words that sound like that. Okay, so when I was little, when that song would come on, okay, let me see. The part where he says, keep on with the force, don't stop till you get enough. I would say post office, because it sounded like, that's what it sounded like he was saying. Okay, so I would say it like this. Keep on with the post office. Don't stop till you get enough. Keep on to the post office. Why Michael Jackson was going to the post office, I have no idea. Yeah, that's what I used to say. And I kid you not. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I honestly, like, you couldn't tell me. I didn't even buy. I mean, I was young, right? So I wasn't. And the back in the day, albums used to come with like the record. So you have the record cover or the record sleeve, and then you have the record, and it would be in. I guess that would be the sleeve. It would be in the sleeve, and sometimes they would have the lyrics to the songs. I don't know. I never bothered to read it or find out or whatever. I was like grown before I realized. I think I was grown. I'm gonna take that back. I didn't hear that. I didn't say that, and I may edit that out. That's what I used to sing. Post office. Keep on to the post office. Don't stop till you get enough. Keep on to the post office. It sounded like it, right? Another song was Prince Controversy. I thought he was saying count your blessing. So, and I was young. So again, it goes, um, mm, 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 mm. Controversy, controversy. I would say, count your blessing. Tell me that don't sound like it. Tell me that doesn't sound like it. Let me tell y'all something. I was creative, okay? When I was young, I was creative. I'm like, look, it sounded like count your blessing. As a matter of fact, I think my babysitter told me that's what it was. I know that's what it was. I know my babysitter. God, how old was I? Was I in elementary? I was in elementary, and my babysitter. I remember the song. She was talking about the song to my mom, and she was like, "Have you seen?" I remember like it was yesterday. She's like, "You heard Princeton's song, Count Your Blessing?" But she was talking about it like it was a bad thing, like it was some type of demonic something. I don't know, y'all, but and ever since then, that's what I was singing, Count Your Blessing. Anyway, so if y'all had any song, and I know I'm pretty sure I could think of 1,000 more songs that I was saying the lyrics all wrong, but leave in the comments songs that you thought the lyrics were something else, and you let me know what it was. Like, tell me what the song was. Tell me what the real lyric is, and what you thought the lyric was. What were you saying that was totally wrong? Anyway, guys, I'm about to get off because I need to go cook dinner. I have no idea, and I hope I can find something because I'm not trying to go back out this house. I'm not trying to go to the store. So, I'm so glad I decided to pop on here, you guys. Yes, you're getting it in the raw. We're family now, so y'all can see me. I mean, I'm not trying to come up here looking like whatever, but this is what you get: bare face, lip gloss, and that's it. So guys, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave those comments below. And until next time, take care.